Welcome to the Thursday evening talk. And today's topic is on our slavery to time. Own the moment. And how can we have a more healthy relationship with time? Living in a city like New York, we feel like time is very scarce, no? As if we do not have enough time. So tonight we will share a little bit, reflect a bit more on this area of our relationship with time. And what is time? And how can we live a life without feeling the pressure of time? So maybe we can take a minute and you just reflect for yourself in this minute. What does time mean for you? And what is your relationship like with time? I'll take a minute of silence and just observe what are your thoughts and your feelings around time. Okay. So any thoughts? How would you describe your relationship with time in general, or maybe very personal specifically? How would you describe your relationship with time? But that's the best way to speak it. Yeah. Controlled. You feel controlled by time. It's like jail. Yeah, okay. Okay. And sometimes there's too much time, and sometimes there's not enough time. Any other thoughts? Time is short.
I think planning is crucial. Time management is very important. And even if it's for leisure, even if it's for making time for yourself, whatever you need to do, time for your prayers, for your meditation, you have to have certain time and then follow it religiously and don't let any interruptions take of that time. I put my phone on focus mode. When it's my time, 3-4 hours in the morning, that's my time. So nobody can call me. Phone is shut down.
So it's like still controlled by it.
I'm still controlled by it. Well, I want to do something and I feel bad if I'm not able to, so I just shut everything else out.
Okay.
I think of it in terms of how fast it goes.
Feeling that time goes by so fast.
Yes. Like I can think about things that I did like 25 years ago and I can't believe it's been 25 years. That's kind of what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think of it as like in different blocks. Like there's time for play, there's time for work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe you can bring out the mic for those here. Can you please take the mic?
I feel time is very valuable, and a lot of time for me is wasted in mundane things. So I uh, have to catch myself and make it beneficial for the self.
Mm-hmm. 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 Time is valuable, and I should not waste it in mundane things. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts? Jose? Can you want to speak in the mic so that they can hear?
Something that you can always spend, but you cannot buy.
You can spend it, but you cannot buy it. Yeah, you cannot buy. Few thoughts I wrote down on time when thinking about this, especially in a place like New York City. We can feel that it's quite intense. Time and time pressure, and when you walk, everybody in a hurry. And sometimes I observe, when you walk, everybody in a hurry, and then they have to stop and wait for the traffic light. And then it goes on green, everybody running again to the next one. Again, we have to stop. Then we have to stop. And then observing this, the waiting is like intolerable, because you're so in the habit of rushing and walking fast, so that even the 10 seconds you had to stand still is like almost intolerable to wait. You're like ready, when is the next car finished and I can. It's just a bit funny to observe. And because everybody behaves like that, you also get into that mode. And I just thought, in the morning I come here, and the evening I just go back. Where are we running to? To just end up in the same place where we started. It's kind of interesting. But at the same time, we always have not always, but often we can have the feeling that we are running behind, as if we're always late, even to the subway. The next subway will come anyway, the next train will come anyway, but still you were like, as if you were late, gonna miss the subway, the train. Also, our mind is what is it, occupied with productivity and efficiency, as if we have to do something, we have to achieve something, we have to get something, you have to be someone, to be important, to matter. You have to do things, you have to be productive, and you have to be efficiently productive. This whole idea of efficiency and productivity. And it gives you a very compressed sense of life also, as if so many things have to happen, so many things you have to do in a day. Otherwise, it is not productive. Otherwise, it was useless. Otherwise, it was a waste of time. And this underneath, there is a constant sense of urgency, a constant sense of have to be faster, have to do more, have to be faster, have to do more and faster. And it also produces this, what is this thing called? FOMO, fear of missing out. In a city where there are a million things to do in a day, There will always be things you won't do. But because of that pressure, you're feeling that you never have enough and that there's always something you're missing out. And this I am busy is the default state of mind. I'm busy, I'm busy. And it's so unhealthy. Yeah, and and then the other day someone was telling me, today I'm having a slow morning. Today is my slow morning, because all the time running. So today I have to plan a morning to be slow. You have to, as if, give ourselves permission to not be on the go, this go-getters thing. And then we have to plan our quiet time. We have to plan our time in solitude. We have to plan our reflective time. It is a bit paradoxical, because on the one hand, we are like this, and on the other hand, we have to find downtime. That is how they call it, downtime, a down morning.
I think it's age related also. When you're young and you have to manage a job and manage the household and manage your children and your children's needs, then there's a lot more to be accomplished and you have more energy and you are able to accomplish all of that. But as you get older and your responsibilities are less and children have moved out, then you have time to yourself and you're retired. So you have time to yourself. So there's no urgency to do everything. So you take it easy, then you go slow. It's age related too. You don't have that efficiency anymore. There's no need, number one, and secondly, your body slows down.
But the question is this really true? And is this how we would like it to be? Because even though people are efficient and productive and running and the compressed feeling of, time, and you're doing a lot, does that truly relate into a deeper sense of satisfaction and a sense of well-being? And does it truly translate into a sense of achievement, deeper insight, quality of life? Or do we just, because I know people who do all of that and who have all of that and who earn a lot, but as if deeper inside is something missing. One of my childhood friends doesn't live in New York. He and his brother and two of his friends, with four of them, they started what's this thing called? Air. No. I can't find the word for it now. Airways. Air company, a company that flies. A company. No, not cargo shipping, just people with flight service. How do you call that? A company, like a
Airline.
airline, yeah, an airline. They started an airline in the Caribbean, and it became one of the most used airlines for the past 20, 25 years throughout the Caribbean. Very successful. And they all have economics background, successful people, have achieved everything, personal life, professional life. And we met up a couple of months ago, and we had this little reunion. And, everybody looks at them at this vision they have achieved, their life is. And all two of them, two brothers that we know, they said, but something missing. And now they're in their late 50s, early 60s, and they're wondering, they're asking themselves, what was my life actually all about? Not what was it all about, what was it for? And of course, then they say midlife crisis, whatever. But so outside, there is the achievement, there is the agenda, there is the curriculum, there is the success. There is the money also, there is the respect. But inside, something missing. And one of them said to me, how can you sit so quiet? Because I was just sitting quietly listening to the stories of everyone. And he looked at me and he said, how can you just sit so quiet? Because they can't sit quiet, no? They have to move something, drink something, eat all the time. How can you sit so quiet? And the other said, I wish I could just sit quiet for 5 minutes. And I said, why don't you? He said, I can't, because inside I'm racing. My thoughts are racing. My emotions are racing. I feel as if I'm bursting all the time. And it helped me understand at a deeper level how we have become driven by external factors. We are motivated to do things by aims and objectives that are often imposed on us and not necessarily come from inside out. And even if initially our aim came from inside out, it later on gets formed and informed by what is expected by society or by the culture I live in or by the subculture I move in or my upbringing. And it is not necessarily in line with what truly is important inside. And even if certain things are important, can I go about it in a way that is peaceful? What is the thing that people truly want? Why are we running around so much to achieve this and achieve that and achieve this and achieve that? Why are we doing that? We want happiness. Very good. We want to be happy. Running around doesn't make it happy. We want happiness. What else? What else do people want? Stability. Stability. Peace of mind. People want to feel secure. People want to be trusted. People want to be loved. And all of these are internal experiences. And we try to get those inner experiences through outer achievements. And we may get that, but it is only temporary and sometimes even short-lived. The happiness you get when you get your salary, how long does it last? Next day it is. If you at all notice, even these days, the salary came in. The first of the month, you have to pay all the bills. Yeah. So, and nothing wrong with working or making a salary, but if is our sense of fulfillment based on that, then it becomes very superficial. And quality of inner life, we pay very little attention to that. We run after things to create a quality of external life. And there's nothing wrong with quality of external life. But have we ever consistently paid attention to quality of inner life? And this is where our relationship with time has become distorted. Because often, if you observe your thoughts and your the images in your mind, they are connected with things from the past or things of what has to happen in the future. And future is also within the next hour. That is also future, or tomorrow, or next week, or next year. So there is this saying, it is possible that we spend all our thoughts either thinking about the past or desiring and worrying about the future. But what is happening right now, we are not fully savoring it. We're not fully experiencing it. We're not fully appreciating it, what is in front of me right now. Even now for ourselves here, this past 10, 15 minutes, how much thought did you have about what happened during the day? And just coming in here, from the moment you came in here to this moment, how many thoughts did you have about what you will do after 7:30? What you will do tonight or what you have to do tomorrow. So all those thoughts about tomorrow or later tonight and all those thoughts of earlier in the day means at that moment you were not in the moment. Now this is a place where time little bit slows down also for many of us. So just the moment you come in, you slow down a little bit, let alone if you're out there, let alone if you're in the subway. Where are your thoughts? And your life experience begins with your thoughts, what you are thinking and how you are feeling at this moment. And we projecting that on the outside, and then we taking that in again, even further. We can be all the time not living and experiencing the best in this moment. No, but there's one lady was a patient who went to see the doctor, a psychological situation, and she depressed because her cat jumped out of the window, 14-story place, so the cat did not survive. So she's telling, my cat jumped out of the window, my cat jumped out of the window, my cat jumped out of the window. So sometime at some stage, when did this happen? 14 years ago. So 14 years, that incident happened one day, few minutes of that day. But those few minutes in her mind becomes 14 years. She's carrying that impression, she's carrying that experience with her all the time. Yeah, it's like torturing yourself. She has 3 children. She has several grandchildren. She has a husband. They have money. They have good business. But what is occupying her mind? The cat who jumped out of the window. There are so many things right in front of her, and she is not experiencing it, not appreciating it, not learning from it, not enjoying it, because mind is stuck in time 14 years ago. These are all signs of an unhealthy relationship with time, but also an unhealthy, maybe not unhealthy, but not, we have not thought about our purpose and our aim. And we have not thought about what we want our life to be. And your life's experience, your overall life's experience is more about what you are experiencing inside than what is going on outside. You know, there is this anecdote of two people sitting on the beach watching the sunset. And one in the mind is meditating, not meditating, but like reflecting, quiet, enjoying the scenery. And the other one is thinking about the bankruptcy of, of his company. So they show these two men sitting on the beach watching the sunset, and they show the mind. No, so one has this peaceful, tranquil, flowing mind, and the other one is noodle soup is going on. External scenery is the same, but the inner scenery is different. And in the context of our relationship with time, are your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions dictated by the pressures of time or not? You want to say anything so far? Ask anything? How can we be free from this? How can we be free from a slavery to time, but mastering time? Please take the mic. No? Take the mic.
I feel like when it comes to humans, in a negative way, it says like crabs in a barrel, monkey see, monkey do in a positive way. So, especially like as New Yorkers, like you gotta see success for somebody. Why does somebody like Columbia University? Why do they say NYU? It's right here. It's one of the best universities because somebody else told us it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how humans also follow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless you actually want to take control of your true self.
Mm.
But most humans are programmed to follow.
But we can choose to or not to.
That's when this discernment comes in.
Yeah, we can choose to follow or not. No? And it starts with asking ourselves if we truly increase our sense of well-being if we follow or if we discern and choose.
I think it's also about not thinking about time, but enjoying what you're doing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
When you enjoy and you do, like we say, time goes fast. You don't realize that time is going, but you are enjoying what you are doing. In the same way, when you are not enjoying something, so you forget about time. So, so it just had what is the way you think of the moment.
Yeah. One thing is the moment in terms of what is in front of you and what you are doing. No. The other thing is the moment in terms of what am I thinking and what am I holding in my heart. And a quality of my experience of life is a combination of both those things. So we can have an external scenery that is there, but if my thoughts and my feelings are not of quality, I will not feel a sense of satisfaction. And then that pressure of time will be always there, because then I will feel I need something else. I need something more. I need something further. I need to do more. Then it will happen. But if in this moment I can enjoy my thoughts, how good company am I for myself? Can I be alone with my own thoughts? Can I be alone and generate good feelings because of the topics that I am thinking about that interests me? Then I am making good use of every moment, regardless of what the external circumstances are. And at this moment in time, there is the tendency that our thoughts follow whatever happens outside of us, or whatever is dictated by us, or whatever is on YouTube, or what pops up on your, what is it, your browsing app, and your thoughts are there. It means I'm not choosing. And then when you're browsing, how quickly you're browsing, that is also what goes on in your mind. This image, this video, that topic, this topic, it goes like that. And it is dictated by what comes up, what the algorithm decides to show you. So we are consuming from outside. And it infuses our thoughts, and it infuses our feelings and emotions also. You see something, some people fighting, that hype comes in. Some people painting, you feel nice and sense of beauty. Some war scenes, some conflict, some gross things. The other day, someone was showing me a video of a spitting competition. What is this thing, But because it pops up on your screen, your thoughts go there and you start thinking and visualizing. I thought, what nonsense is this, Now, if we all the time have allowed our mind to just follow what comes to us, to our eyes, yes, then we are followers. And our inner world is then created by all these images, what comes to us. And it is often not peace. It is often not happiness. It is just to shock or some gross or some hopeless sense of hopelessness. So how much are you a master of time? It is very closely related with how much you are master of your own thoughts. How much you are choosing consciously the agenda and the topics for your own mind to think of, regardless of what is going on outside. Sometimes when walking here, walking on 5th Avenue, walking to 3rd Avenue, you can be listening to music. Your mind is in a very different state, depending on which music also. Your mind is in a different state. You can think of the argument you had with your boss. What is the state of your mind? You can think of someone you love. You can think of God. Same 10, 15 minutes of walking, traffic, ambulances, people going whatever, but what am I doing inside? And those 10 minutes walking will be experienced by me of high quality if I had high quality thoughts and high quality feelings, regardless of the chaos outside. But I can also walk and think, why these people wearing like that? They should not be spitting on the pavement. Why this homeless person there? all the place smelling like marijuana. And so I can also have thoughts of everything that happens around me. Then the outer world becomes my inner world. But if I use my thoughts for uplifting themes, then I'm using my time in a worthwhile way. And then even if I physically did nothing in terms of some big achievement, but I will still feel a sense of well-being and a sense of contentment with my life. So the question would also be, am I a master of my, what? Am I a slave of my time, or am I master of time? Am I a master of my thoughts? Am I a master of my emotions? Can you please say?
I was saying that a lot of it comes down to what information you consume. Because
Yeah,
as you said that the algorithm that you scroll and you see all these images.
yeah,
So the thoughts in your mind are actually even faster than how many images are, popping up on the screen.
yeah,
And I think it's addictive, I would say, that kind of thing, because of course, because people keep going back to it.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think a lot of things match it, because you said you gave the example of your friend who couldn't sit quiet. So I think it all ties down to that, to it.
yeah. What happens is there are people's mind, our mind has become addictive to speed and also to size. We are impressed by size. We are impressed by speed. Why is the Empire State Building so famous? What is so extraordinary about it? Just because it is huge. Big things, as if create an impression on it. We are impressed by it, and also speed. But it is against our deeper need for quiet and silence and stillness. Nothing wrong with Empire State Building, but if we always define our sense of success, consciously or subconsciously, based on what we achieve in terms of size and in terms of amount and in terms of speed, we are undermining our deeper nature of peace and quiet and stillness. And it all comes down to, in its root, it comes down to our sense of self and our sense of identity. And I'll go to the board to illustrate this in a simple way. Our perspective on self, perspective on life, it is something that we reflect a bit more on when we think of our relationship with time. And consciously or subconsciously, the the model that we have of life and of self is simplified something like this. I'm born at a certain moment in time, and at that, I'm nothing and I'm no one. And I'm born, and then I begin the life journey, and I become someone by what I get. No, I get a body. So I become someone, I become a male or a female, or I become of a certain ethnicity, a certain nationality, because I get a body, I get a family, I get people around me. I belong to this group, I belong to this family. So I become someone based on what we receive or what we achieve. And then we go to school, we get an education, we educate ourselves, so we become educated. Through the education, we get a certain possibility for professional life or certain positions, certain possessions, certain relationships, certain social structure. So my sense of who I am and my sense of value and importance is based on what we get and what we receive. And in this model to life and this model to self, we dread this moment at the end. Because what will happen? All that we have received, what we have acquired, what we have been able to achieve, it will finish. And I will be back to nothing and no one. And even though we not necessarily rationalize this is the model that we operate with in society and a model that we apply to ourselves. I define my sense of value and importance by what I receive, even if it is a compliment or others give me attention or others say I am beautiful or good or intelligent. It is often based on what we get from others, from society, from that is my sense of self, my sense of self-respect. This is a very vulnerable self-image because I am good if my boss says you're good. I am important or I am worthy of respect because I have a good paying job. I have a certain position, or I belong to a certain family, or I belong to a certain group. I know certain people. No, our sense of identity is based on all these things, but all these things can change. And they can change like that. But even if they don't change, there is a moment where it will all not be there anymore. So our deeper sense of being secure is it is not there actually. We don't have a deep sense of security because we only feel secure if we can have that big car or that big house. I'm simplifying it, but if we cannot have it or it gets broken or it doesn't function anymore or people say funny things about it, then I don't have that sense of security. The spiritual model is very different. The spiritual model says you are forever a peaceful, pure, innately godlike, immortal being of light. being of consciousness. You're a soul. You are timeless. You are innately made up of peace, made up, that is your natural nature of love, of wisdom, of power, of joy. You are a player of the game of life, and you are that forever. You are a traveler through time and space. You are a spiritual being who belongs to the family of the Supreme God. And this is forever. And this being, the soul, at some moment in time, comes in contact with a body in the mother's womb, takes birth. But you are peaceful, powerful, wise, loving, blissful, pure, free, secure, timeless, immortal. You are that always. And then you get a body. What for? What for? What for?
To experience. To experience.
To experience the physical, the human game. To play the human game. You get a toy to play with, or what is it? A tool to play with. And so you come to play this human game. It is extra. The whole game is extra. So you come into a womb, take birth, and then there is the experience of life in a physical body. And then there is friends, family, there is education, there is some culture, there is maybe sports and politics and religious practices and vacation and money and of course Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, of that. It is extra. It's part of the extra human game. And this game will finish. No problem. This tool will also become old and not function anymore at some stage. And so the game just finishes, but you remain that eternal, immortal, God-like being of consciousness, the soul. And the soul, of course, belongs to the non-physical dimension, the soul world, the supreme region, nirvana, the land of light and silence and peace, and we will return there at the end of this journey. Who I am as a spiritual being, I never lose that. Where I have come from, beyond this world of matter and the game, I can never lose that. I will go back there again. The eternal relationship with the Supreme is an eternal relationship that can never stop. I can forget, but that relationship is eternal. And if I play this human game in this awareness, it's very different. Time is an experience in this human game. Beyond the human game is timeless. And I can play this human game with this sense of neediness. I need, I want, I need, which is the natural position here. Or I can play this game with a sense of game, using skills, learning, interacting, but internally deeply secure. And so then I will not be running around like a chicken without head, because that is not the sensible way to play the game. Yeah. Can you take the mic? Yeah.
In the first mode, it's like you don't have an identity. The only thing you think is I'm nothing and no one, and I have to acquire all these things
Yeah.
in between. And in the course of the life, you want to protect what you have. And how much time of peace do you get doing that?
Yeah.
So you always live in fear because the things that you have acquired is there is being threatened.
Yeah. You
Whereas
might lose it.
yes, and then you're thinking, oh, we'll go back to nothing or no one. Whereas in the second mode is you have the identity of being an eternal being, and your natural nature is peace, love, and so you don't need, like you wrote there, it's everything is extra. If that's not there, you go back to your
Yeah.
eternal identity.
And this is something to begin to explore for yourself and the different, it's like these two mindsets. How do I feel and how do I go and run about life when I'm in this mindset? And how do I feel and how do I go about the game of life when I'm in this space? And things that are extra, you enjoy them more. You know, like New York City, who enjoys New York City most? The visitors, the travelers, because for them is extra, a huge hole in the, you know, there are these huge holes in the road because they're doing whatever, some work. You know, the visitors, the tourists, they're filming that. They're filming and they're sending to Japan. Look at this, New York City, they have these big holes in the road, big obstruction. We even if we think it's a nuisance and we complain about it, but for them it's fun, you know, interesting, because it is like extra. And if we can have this attitude towards life, everything is extra, then we're not a slave to what is happening and a slave to time. But you are a master. And you can choose, and if it is not there, that's fine too. You won't have fear of missing out. Because you're internally full already. Meditation is about making this mindset your default and coming back to this awareness and the experience of this state, that you are this non-physical and timeless living light. And that this body is like a very sophisticated toy. You play the game of life.
Time you said people in terms of time, you said that people want to do, I think, everything efficiently. Like they rush to do
Yeah.
things. They want efficiency. But I think we all know, because like inherently we do it in a way, externally I would say, in like if we are in the state of peace and calmness, love, then we inherently do everything efficiently.
Yeah, very good. You will do things efficiently, structuredly, organized, and not because you're pressured.
Yeah. And I think because that is the default, it's at the default state of the soul.
Yeah.
When you are rushed or pressured, that is, you don't realize it, but I think it's the soul out of its comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't perform well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. And this illusion also of owning things, no? And that ownership will give you a sense of importance and a sense of value and a sense of satisfaction. But if you're in this mindset, more you own, more you are insecure because you can lose. And this illusion of ownership creates a lot of the pressure and the hype and the intensity. And just an anecdote to close. There's this man who was in his hammock taking his siesta, his afternoon rest. This is not New York City. Something. He's in his hammock taking his afternoon siesta. So this American New Yorker passes by and tells him, you know, why you don't get out of your hammock and plow the field and do some fishing? And so the man says, I did that this morning, but now is my rest time. Now is my rest time. I'm enjoying the sun and the shade and the scenery of the river and the fields. And he said, no, but you should get up and use this time to plow the fields and do some more fishing. And so he asked the man, so why should I do that? And renounce my siesta. So the man said to him, well, if you plow more field and you produce more, and if you fish more, you will have more fish. So why do I need that? I have enough what I already have. He said, if you produce more, then you can sell more and you can make more money. So why should I do that? If you have more money, you can buy more land and you can buy more fishing nets and you can hire some people. So why should I do that? If you have more land, you can plant more and plow more and harvest more. And if you have more fishing gear, you can fish more. So why should I hire more people to do all of that? So then you can earn more. And and he said, so why do I need to earn more? Oh, then you can lie down in your hammock and foresee the whole thing. He said, why should I go through all of that? I'm doing that right now. And I like this anecdote because it illustrates that sometimes we are just in a rush to do and achieve without really ever contemplating why we actually want to do things. Nothing wrong with working, nothing wrong with working, plowing the field. But if you have what you have, why live at this balanced life and renounce your free time? It's good to work, there's nothing wrong with work, but there's nothing wrong with rest time either. There's nothing wrong with free time either, because that is the other part that we very touched on very little is we have to plan downtime. You know why I said no, slow morning. We have to plan to go on a retreat to calm down and relax. This is just a sign, a symptom of how out of balance we live. And then sometimes we take just a 2-3 minute break just to sit and just, calm down. And then we feel guilty. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing enough. How silly. No. To just be, savoring the moment, to just enjoy a nice conversation, we feel we're doing nothing. We feel guilty, or others will tell you, come up, let's do something. I'm doing something, but inside.
We do so much to the external world,
Yeah,
but what we really experience is our inner world. So
exactly.
that
Yeah.
is what needs more attention.
Yeah. Your experience of quality of life is what you experience on the inside. And we don't pay attention to that enough. And on top of that, we have created a culture where if we do sit down to quiet down and to relax, to reflect, we either feel guilty or someone else will say something to make us feel guilty. And then we say, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, I'm busy. It's not a question of we don't have time. It's a question of what is priority. And if I use my time to make my inner world beautiful, I will always feel it was worth it. Okay, but time flies. That is another. Time flies, especially when you're having fun, they say. So let's have fun all the time. Okay, let's close with a minute of silence. Before we do that, tomorrow there is a fair, an event happening in Central Park. It's called Peace in the Park in the Naumburg Bandshell from 12 to 6. At the Brahma Kumaris, the different centers from New York, we have different booths there, and on the stage there is a program with different performers, dance and music, and meditation also from the stage. So you're most welcome to visit all 6 hours if you want to, but even a part of those 6 hours will be nice. There is the flyer is on the desk. For those on Zoom, if you are in New York City, please do come visit if you can. Tomorrow from 12 to 6. Naumburg Bandshell. It is on the east side of the park, around 72nd Street. Naumburg Bandshell. The bandshell is quite known around that area. So, okay, let's have a minute of Shanti.